this week.
Oh, we can hear you.
Yes, yay!
Yay. You have no idea how bad we all felt for you when we could just see Scott typing ... And I don't know about you, but that would have drove me nuts to be trying to get everything out via text.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm old. I used to game that way.
It's been so long since I've had to game that way.
I never gamed that way.
You haven't lived until you've played play-by-post RPG.
So, before we get started, can I take a second rank in combat medicine? I've got the XP.
As long as you've got enough ranks of tier, because
Everything else?
that's a tier 2, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you have enough tier 1s to take it, yep.
I got plenty of tier 1s. I completely forgot I had that. Would have come in really handy last session.
Oh, it could still come in really handy today. I mean,
well, I'm actually going to tell you this dirty trick before I use it. But combat medicine on a prisoner gives them 4 strain. If that knocks them unconscious, I blackmail them.
While you were out cold, you mumbled secrets, you know. Shooting David a quick message saying, "Hey David, I don't see you in the chat."
Actually, I think blackmail works like they don't actually go out. Like they stay conscious and you blackmail them instead of them going out from strain.
Now that chime happened exactly at the exact moment I messaged David, so he might be in and just not talking. He's probably replying back, "What do you mean you guys started on time?" Or has the curse passed along to him that it's his week to have internet issues?
No!
Oh! I just got a reply saying, "Shit, forgot. Still at a barbecue."
Oops.
That sounds like me.
So you know what that means. Obviously, our hacker did not jump in the elevator last minute. He dove back out to get the car out of danger's way. Because he didn't want the car getting destroyed while you're underground, right?
Hey, where did he just go? Great, that changes the whole plan.
Who's our backup hacker?
I think everyone trusted Maestro to it.
You just get a blank look from Dante.
Every time we touch computers, he makes us look like idiots, so we just stop touching computers.
I got 4 green.
And he slapped my hand the last time I tried to reach for it.
So what I'm totally hearing is when the elevator hits the ground floor, the first one shot is Maestro. Boom, shot, laying unconscious in the elevator, waiting for you to save him later.
Or, the first, he's so selfless that the first one of us that would have gotten hit, he dives in front of it.
The first selfless act from Maestro.
It could happen.
It could totally happen.
Probably won't, but could. So anyway, James, the reason I was asking about like the longevity of this cast of characters was in terms of like spending XP, like if there's a point to saving it or not.
I mean, I've got no itch to switch games. I mean, if you want to switch, I'm totally cool with it. But that's totally up to you guys.
I'm perfectly cool. I love my character in this system. Like, I'm having a good time. I just wanted to double check.
I mean, I know we got, the group kind of came together piecemealish as opposed to one great session 0 build together. But of course, doesn't that totally make it like the Charlie's Angels TV show where every season they fire and hire somebody?
Sure does.
I mean, now that the Loonies joined the team, you have medical professional on the team at least.
True that.
I mean,
medical professional and mechanic.
And in a cyberpunk world, aren't those one and the same?
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So is everybody ready?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna save my XP from last time.
So there's a cut scene to showing us all smoking a cigarette, going, "Wow, that was tough."
And then it flashes right back.
You guys all taking your time and relaxing, and everything's fine.
Okay, so actually, here's a quick question that Maestro posed at the very end of last session. As we're riding down the lift, is that enough time to like do a cool check or a discipline check to catch some strain back, or no?
I will actually give you that, yes, that's going to be enough time for you to try to possibly get some strain back. Let me clear the pool for you first. Okay, the pool is clear. And you'll notice you got 3 light side points.
I have to probably sink pool. There you go. Alright.
So does that mean I get 4 strain back?
Yep.
Oh no,
yeah, it does actually.
That means you get 4 strain back. I mean, that's exactly what that means.
Ooh. This ride was not as relaxing for you as it was for us. Somebody was standing on your tail.
Yeah. I keep looking back, waiting for Maestro to jump in.
And Maestro bravely looks at you all as, I totally bip you guys back to that scene. Bip! As he totally says, "Don't worry, I'll hold the lift." And Maestro jumps out to hold this little control panel right here. Kicks the guy that's dead out of the way. Oh, that's his pod, not him. There we go. There we go. And he basically, you see him whip out a cable and plug it in the back of his head, and he's totally going to give hacker support.
All right, cool. You do that, and while you're up there, deal with this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Wait a minute. I mean, he does have his drone, so.
And he sends his drone to suicide against this guy, and they take each other out in some brilliant explosion, as you guys, see, because then I take away his drone. I'm totally a jerk for punishing him that way.
Okay, can I dialogue the cool roll?
What's that?
Can I dialogue the cool roll?
Didn't you already roll?
Yeah. I already rolled, but I want to describe it.
Oh no, that's basically you just catching your breath.
No. I want to
He wants to
describe.
describe
Oh,
it.
by all means. It's the elevator's going down and doing some weird shifty left and right feels. It doesn't feel like it goes straight down. It goes straight down and the mix is like stop, then goes sideways and then goes down.
You notice Driv doing a quick pat down, covering the things that she has on her, med pack, extra clips. She racks the submachine gun, and you see her get a look on her face that you've never seen before, but it's obvious to all of you this is not her first combat.
She's getting
I should
all
hope
tactical pat down.
Uh-huh. With that look that says, oh damn, I'm gonna have to kill people again.
As all of a sudden you just see the look in her face change from the nice, beautiful loony that you've been working with to just the, it's on.
You just hear Dante go, huh.
That look that says, in the wars, she may have done some shit. Any last minute thing before the elevator comes to a stop? You guys
Nah.
get like one action's worth before shit happens.
Well, just to be clear, that the power glove is charged up just in case.
Okay, you got your fist going.
Just in case.
And I have my laser pistol out. No, I'm going to stick with the submachine gun. That has been working well for me.
I hope we're not going to need these, I say, glancing down at the glove. Guns. But the way today has been going so far.
The last thing y'all see when the lift goes down, before ground level, is Maestro gives you the thumbs up. The doors close. You see in the elevator shaft, it's immaculately clean. It's nothing like it was on the ground level outside, of all dirty and disused and empty. It looks like this underground part of the facility has been, immaculately maintained. You see company logos in German constantly as you're zipping by. If anyone does speak German, it basically is great affirmations as you're going down in the elevator.
Wait, weren't we chasing Japanese gangsters into here?
You were.
Apparently, there's some cross-cultural.
And remember, those power armor guys were basically top-of-the-line German power armor suits.
Yeah, and I think there were German sides on the way, and this isn't new information. I just forgot.
Yep. It's okay. It's been a week or two. Exactly.
Just as a quick aside, for the record, they were all armored up. As I was beating on them, I wasn't really trying to kill them, just disable them. So if that has any narrative value.
Okay. I'll take it that you weren't trying to crush their skulls in with your power glove.
Mostly just trying to disable that power armor stuff that they were ensconced in.
And you're totally sure the guy's he's fine inside there. He's fine.
Hey, I didn't have time to check. I'm not saying I'll be devastated if he didn't make it, but I wasn't trying to kill him.
As your elevator keeps coming down, you all of a sudden see at your feet of this lift, because there's no walls or roof. It's just the platform sliding down and moving left and right, down, up. As it's coming down, you see the walls, basically. There's an opening, as if you're descending into a big open underground area. And you see bright neon lights shoot in at your feet as you're coming down pretty quickly. By the time you blink once, you're up to your waist and now looking at the ceilings level, as you see a very, very large, what's probably used for a manufacturing facility, but right now it's completely empty. Here's your little, where your lift is coming down. Looks like conveniently there's where all 4 lifts can come down. Here's where yours is coming down. And as it descends, you clearly see the room's got a bunch of crates of different shit here. Power armor guy there with his gun pointed right at your lift. Power armor guy here with his gun pointed at your lift. Some executive guy it's weird. It's business suit meets tactical armor. This blonde gentleman's got blonde hair, pretty nicely maintained, a little bit of a Euro tail that's coming back into fashion in Europe, after the war. That classic Highlander look where you have professional in the front but ponytail in the back. And he's clapping, looking right at you all as your lift is, still like 10 feet in the air descending down to floor level. And he's clapping at you.
The slow clap or like...
The slow clap. With a big smile, because he's got his helmet hooked onto his belt clip there, so his head's not in his body armor that he's wearing. You see clearly 2 of the Ninja E types are right here, and they're looking at him and looking at you, and they've got this pensive look. And you notice that the case, identical to the cases you've already found, is right there. And this gentleman, we'll give him a red dot because you see he's got a rather large attaché case at his side there. And they're basically talking quickly in Japanese to him, and he just kind of throws the dismissive hand to chill. And he continues slow clapping as you guys are coming down.
Okay. Well, so I'll look at the other 2 and step out in front of them just a little bit, and I'll kind of hold the hands in kind of a peaceful gesture, but also almost like you could take it yes, I deserve this applause, kind of. You really could take it either way. Yes, thank you, I know I deserve a standing ovation or whatever.
Wow.
But I take a glance at the 2 Max, the 2 ninja-looking dudes, and him, and I cast a meaningful glance at the other 2. We struggled with 2 of these guys. Now there's another 2 and more.
So do me a favor, and you guys can. I'll give you the option to roll either cool or vigilance for initiative, because it is kind of one of those situations of you were kind of prepared for it, but you were kind of not prepared for it.
Okay. I'm hoping not to go all combat-y right away, so we'll see. How does Roll20 work again? Oh, there we go.
I was gonna say, are you joking or are we serious? It's been a while. I definitely like the expedience I'm seeing there. Look at you guys. Okay, so you guys come down and you feel the lift kind of click into place. As he's giving the slow clap, just as, our favorite courier kind of does the look of wow, this sucks. What did I walk us into? So who's going first?
Well, I was thinking, guys, I could maybe try to keep them from shooting at us just yet.
Go ahead.
Okay, unless you wanted to fire first. I'll give you that option, of course.
No, I'll give... What I want to do doesn't matter. If you can stall them, that'll be fine.
Okay. Now, is the area he is that raised up or
that's below?
Down
you guys are up on the platform that's about a good 10 feet above them. So yes, you do have the high ground.
Okay.
Is the platform solid, or is it
it's solid. It's
okay.
The ground is raised up 10 feet, so it's very concrete, solid.
So are we higher than the boxes or?
The boxes are higher than you because the boxes
Okay.
are stacked on your level, basically.
Okay.
And these are like
It's just
5 foot by
down
5 foot
here
crates.
is lower.
Yep.
Got it.
This
Okay.
little stairs to go down, or you can be awesome combat guy and jump 10 feet down.
It's
Jump.
10 feet?
It's 10 feet. 10 feet
Okay.
sucks, and jumping in Genesys sucks in general. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I think I remember the first fall off a building I had.
Well, that's short distance. I can parkour short distances.
And somebody else can
Plus, I
get go
can
short,
also...
down
Yeah.
that little wall. Why? Because you guys aren't just normal people.
Alright, so,
Or abnormal.
he's slow clapping, and I'll just kind of like, I'll kind of like look at his mech guys there, and I'll gesture forward, and kind of hold the hands out to the sides, like, at least some like, hey, peaceably, may I?
And you're basically gesturing if you can come forward.
Yeah.
And he looks at you, and his smile gets even bigger as he's just like, I am a guest in this country, so hospitality will be something I will gladly extend to you as long as you plan to speak with words and not. And he kind of clicks a button on his vambrace, and you see this very large, 8 feet by 4 feet LED screen descend from the ceiling, and you see that it's playing a replay of what just happened upstairs. As long as you don't plan to speak with violence. And it shows your mechanical arm smashing into the face of the exopilot.
Well, I'll just say, well, they weren't exactly inviting, but hey, you got a great dry run for future combat with them. You see that, we provided you with valuable design feedback.
And he just kind of smiles to that. Do me a favor and give me a charm roll. This guy is, as much as anything, he loves a good conversation. So you're going to get a blue dice for that.
Okay. Let's see if we can start off on the right foot.
Go for an upgrade, okay. As up on the roof, you're clearly hearing some large vehicle roll by.
That was
so did
Maestro
you put the
pulling
blue
car.
and the upgrade in?
I've got the blue die and the upgrade in, yep.
Okay, here goes. Boom!
Very nicely done. And he immediately, you can see he's like pleasantly caught off guard for conversation. I mean, he's got a very large pistol on his side there. It's very large, And he is liking the fact that when he points out the screen that he's been watching you guys upstairs, and you kind of feel that he has admiration for not only your American cowboyness that you pulled, just driving up here of full steed on your horses and jumping off and jumping into combat, and you're seeing like the highlight reels that was already pre-recorded. Thank you, the AI, for picking its own highlights. And he is totally taken back by the fact that you want to talk. He was totally expecting swinging fists and flashing blasters, but the fact that you want to talk is really, really got him enjoying this moment. And what would you like for those 3 advantage?
Well, let's see. Obviously, the 3 successes means like he's on board with supporting conversation. With those advantages, can I apply it to the others present as well?
Now, I'll give you the unexpected subjects. Would you like either the couriers or the power armor commandos?
Well, I assume the powered armor commandos are going to do what he tells them, so the Japanese guys.
Okay, as all of a sudden they're looking and they're seeing this video and they're just like they're kind of in awe that not only did they see you physically take somebody out, but now you're actually talking and being civilized, which you might even be picking up on the whole Japanese culture of you can be enemies, but you have to still be civilized. You're not barbarians. And you're catching a bit of awe there that they're not ready to rush to violence with any situation right now. Of course, then again, they've got their payoff and they're ready to go. Their client's just being a prick saying stick around for the show.
So, given that, I'll just kind of like, I'll walk forward and I'll give it a little shimmy down the thing, and just kind of walk forward, not like to a threatening distance, but to a point where it's like, we don't have to shout at each other from across the room.
And you do it in some cool little parkour move way.
Yeah, just a little like nimble hop down, like make it look easy kind of thing.
As the ninjas are, even in their helmets, they kind of nod at each other. You can tell they're totally talking to each other on mics. As they're like, this guy's got moves like Jagger. The famous courier, Jagger, who used to run between buildings.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, not the Mick. Okay, so he kind of like will gladly walk up to stop and put his hand out there for the handshake.
All right. Well, I'll hold up the power gauntlet and say, I'll take it off and be like, and put it just on the floor next to me and say like, okay, I'm hoping we're not gonna need. I'm hoping not to have to pick that back up again. And I'll shake his hand.
And he kind of like, he looks at you as you pull the gauntlet up and drop it to a loud clink. And he just like, he nods with respect as he sees you do that, rather than some bullshit of shake his hand with the power gauntlet and try to hurt him.
Nah.
This is respectable. And he puts a nice, good, solid a web of the hand handshake there. It's really respectable. And he just says, I must say, I admire your team's efforts. Admirable driving. As you see the replay of as soon as you violated the airspace and it started recording you, you kind of realize as soon as you violated the airspace, you were on camera. And there's this great video of your great driving and then diving out of the vehicle so quick.
Again.
Mutter under my breath, I told you so.
As he says, one of our sister corporations could make some great action movies out of this footage.
It's like, well, I've never thought of acting before, but then again, maybe I don't have to.
You know that New Angeles has some of the greatest video recording abilities now. Not all that CGI crap that or mind dive crap where they pull it out of your mind. No, I'm talking about the old classics actually recording on digital format.
Hey, I gotta say, I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan from way back in the 1990s.
As he gives you this look like, he's thinking about Jackie Chan. He's totally playing into his head of who's the Jackie Chan for a second. And then we'll see if he actually gets it or if he tries to bullshit.
Darwin just looks confused.
So he
mentions, he looks at you and says, Jackie Chan. And he starts busting out with like Super Cop and a couple of the cool Jackie Chan movies. And he's like, yes, Jackie Chan. That's where I saw that style of walking off a ledge from. And he kind of like looks at his colleagues back there with the case, and he's like, do you watch Jackie Chan too? And they just like, you can see they're talking to each other but not speaking with external speaker. As they just like, one guy just like sticks their hands up like, what? And he just looks back at you as he finishes the handshake with a slap of his left hand onto the back of your hand to reinforce the brisk, burly handshake before he releases and says, My friends there are definitely the quiet types. It's part of their contract that I should not expect to actually speak with them directly. And he says, "Watch this. Are you done? And would you like to leave?" And one of them looks directly at him with their motorcycle helmet-looking helmet, and across the visors you see the words say, "Business complete. Do we have your leave?" Just literally ticker tape across it. And he says, "See, aren't they great?"
And I'll turn to them and ask what no curiosity about the courier you misplaced earlier.
Ooh, things were going so nice there for a second.
Because I'm happy to tell you where she is and arrange a trade.
Okay, so as Dante finishes saying that, who's going next? As that was a huge amount of conversation in 6 seconds.
Sure, yeah.
Anybody? Volunteers?
So, the last thing is I'll give this guy just a quick apologetic
if we lie
glance.
down on the platform, does that make it easier or tougher for them to shoot us?
If you drop to a knee or lay down, that would add a black to being shot at by range attacks. It would give a blue to anyone meleeing you.
Okay.
And technically, because this platform is 10 feet up, if you were to lay flat here, nobody out here would be able to even see you.
I'll lay flat then.
Okay, so you're dropping to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
These two guys with their split interest are kind of like looking at you and looking at the conversation and not quite sure that why you just went straight to the belly. Okay, you drop down. Anything for your action?
If I aim, does that help me for next round?
If you whip your weapon out and point it at somebody, that may initiate something.
That's true. I really don't want to do that right now.
I mean, technically, these guys have their weapons at the ready, but they're not aiming at anyone yet. They're under strict orders right now to see how things play out. They're in exosuits.
Okay.
They can afford to get shot once or twice.
I'm just getting ready.
Now, what do you mean by getting ready?
Just, I'm not aiming at anybody, but if something happens, I'm ready to reply.
Okay, so you got your hands on your weapon, it's kind of pulled half out of the holster type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was already out of the holster. I was expecting to have to start spraying when we came down here.
And then your buddy screws it up with words. Why is it?
No, I like words.
Okay, so you're basically, picking your shots, looking around the room.
Trying to make sure that I actually have all of the targets that are in the room.
Okay, in that case, I like that phrasing. That's interesting phrasing that you say. Do me a favor. Give me a perception check. You're pretty sure you've got the lay of the land, and you're kind of distracted by the giant 8-foot wide TV that's playing your guys' combat outside. It's a little distracting. Thank God it's on mute. It's got this big 4-foot long word mute on the screen. Very distracting. Okay, so of course, these guys are getting super antsy. They're not moving. They're staying perfectly still. This guy with your little comment about the missing ninja flinches for like a millisecond, and this guy puts his hand on him calmingly. And you see the helmet just kind of tilt like he's obviously saying something to him. But this guy got antsy when you said that. He kind of let it slip by accident.
Okay.
But they basically stay in their position. they kind of get their composure back, and they're looking for this guy to say the words that you can go. And that leads us down to Darwin. What's Darwin gonna do?
Okay, so can I possibly get what would be the effect if I were to be like halfway down the wall, hanging on with my gecko pet? That way I can either jump down and help out Dante if needed, or jump up and help out Driv if needed. And if I use my gecko pads to just hang halfway on the wall, halfway down.
You could totally do that. Kind of have your feet planted on it, so your back is laying against the wall. So you're totally doing that Spider-Man bit.
Yes, exactly.
Where he's facing forward, but can totally just flip back up if he needs to. Okay.
That's what I was picturing.
And are you trying to keep your weapon at a nonchalant at the ready?
Yes, a casual ready, but so that, I'm not threatening, but on the other hand, they know that I'm ready, that we're not just going to be pushovers.
Okay.
And maybe glaring a little menacingly, all teeth at the ninjas, at the couriers.
Ooh. But making sure not to do it to their employer.
Correct.
Okay, I like where that's going. So go ahead and move to where you want to be.
Okay.
And give me a coercion check for your intimidation.
Well, is that kind of imply halfway on the...
I'll take that, yeah.
Yeah. Something like... Oh, well. Okay. And coercion is right there.
As you're trying to shake them up and intimidate them a bit. They don't seem that intimidated by you.
No, they don't. No.
Maybe you're not their first Komodo dragon.
Probably. Or they're seeing video of that fight too, so probably. Oh well, I tried.
Okay. And back to the top of the order.
Okay. So after I said that, I'll say, like, look, before you go fingering your katanas again, listen. She's a little, I had to knock her out to capture her, but she's fine. Okay. I propose a direct exchange. Look, this all has been business all along till you kidnap my friend. So look, you get your person back, I get my person back, and then it's back to pure business again.
And you see him obviously doing this interested, following the conversation tennis-wise. His head bobs from you to them, to you to them. Like he's trying to take in this whole conversation that you're having right now. But I thought we were having business.
We all have business. He's like, I don't mean to be rude, talking to your guests in your own house, but they do have a friend of mine, and I'm understandably concerned.
And he kind of like turns to the side, completely exposing his side to you. And he kind of puts that left hand that slapped your hand onto your shoulder for a pat, that big European burly hug pat. And he looks over at the two helmeted individuals and says, "Are you telling me that this is your trouble that you brought to my door?" And he literally is throwing his hand out in gestures like, "This is your business. This has nothing to do with me." And they kind of like glance at each other and immediately shake their heads no. And he looks back at you and he says, "So, Am I to understand that this has nothing to do with my corporation?
Well, admittedly, we had been hired to retrieve that parcel to begin with, but
And do you gesture to the case?
yeah, I kind of nod to the case. We are, the original. We were hired to locate that, ostensibly as it had been, we were told, stolen. However, along the way, your colleagues kidnapped a good friend of mine, and at that point, I'm hopefully going to get her back. I'm perfectly, willing to be, I want to be civil about this whole thing, but kidnapping is kidnapping. But like I said, all's forgiven. I give them their friend back. They give me my friend back.
And he kind of does this open gasp, like, I'm shocked kidnapping is involved here. My corporation does not, accept such things. I will give my personal guarantee that my hirelings over there will return anyone that they may have captured that is yours. And he looks at them and he's like, is this person still alive and able to be returned in mostly intact shape? And they both kind of give like a definitive nod, yes, in perfect, scary, perfect unison. It's almost mechanical how well it was in unison. And he looks at you and he says, and may I be so brazen to offer myself as your liaison, and that you will return your hostage that you have taken to them intact.
Absolutely.
I appreciate where this is going. I like this. For once, I don't have to shoot anyone myself, and this is very, very nice. I mean, back home, there's never a need for me to shoot anyone because everyone knows, well, you either work for the corporation or, well, you work for the corporation, if you know what I mean. I hope you don't know what I mean, but you might know what I mean.
I get the gist of it.
Gist. I like this word, gist. It rolls off the tongue, so soft, not hard German word. So if you would like, and he kind of looks at them and looks at you and says, "Would you like to arrange a place, a neutral place, for the exchange of hostages?"
Was he asking them or me?
He's asking you.
Well, as long as it's a polite conversation. We don't need to bring our knives to this, yes?
Oh, I believe in this sort of thing. It is totally acceptable for open carry weapons, but that's just from my point of view.
I'm hoping
this way all parties respect each other, as he kind of points to your friend behind you with his weapon.
Well, my meaning though is that I don't want to have to use any of them. Yeah, you see, I don't like to do business that way. As you can understand, you don't like to have to shoot anybody today. I don't want to have to.
I agree. I think it is horrible business when blood is shed. And that at that exact moment, the screen shows the scene where he just like is in triple replay of the punch from 3 different views, hitting the guy, taking him down. The only kind of gratuitous violence I enjoy is in the vids, you know. So, and he kind of dusts his hands. It's agreed then. You will pick a location. I will come as arbiter to make sure that neither party starts trouble. The one that does start trouble will be seen as violating the respectful presence of the situation. And hopefully everyone exchanges hostages peacefully, and we can go out for food afterwards. Because this is how these things are done. Are they not?
No good place
Do
in
we
this
know?
neighborhood?
Do we know what corporation this is?
You know roughly that it's one of the corporations that provided a lot of power armor suits during the Great War, the War of the Worlds, between Mars and Earth and the Moon. They basically, provided their Jaeger suits,
Well, no. I mean, do we have the name of the corporation?
of this corporation. Yes,
Yes.
it
Okay.
is. The logo is everywhere, including these guys' power armor. It's like freaking race car sponsored logo on them.
Do they generally get into biomed?
They don't.
But
That
apparently
would
it's
be
these
weird,
guys that
wouldn't
are
it?
into biomed.
Well, those guys are just into stealing shit.
Oh, they stole it for him?
That's what you're starting to pick up on.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Do have a sort of time limit, though.
As he kind of pats you on the back and sort of clearly starts walking back over to the case. And he basically he gets the idea. He starts talking to them in Japanese. Do any of you speak Japanese?
Actually, previously I had the translator thing on my pad. I can flick that on because I've got those specs, so I can keep up with like a subtitled conversation at least.
And then in subtitles, you realize he's repeating the same thing to them in Japanese with respect. He's using the respectful phrases to basically say that he has agreed to arbitrate between the two parties. Obviously, you want your hostage back, and they want their hostage back. And since it has nothing to do with me, I will be the neutral third party that will arbitrate between to guarantee no hostilities. And they the one guy with the case nods and bows the deep, respectful bow, and the other one gives the half bow, which is just a affirmative bow, but not really with respect. And the guy's visor kind of flashes again. Does this conclude our business until then? And he nods and says, I believe this does. And he looks directly at you, Dante, and says, would you like to pick a location for the exchange? Somewhere neutral. And he kind of gestures with his hand, since I know you can't see me waving my hand. Gestures with his hand in a very peaceful, moderating gesture.
Do I know of any good like restaurants that have like a private dining room nearby somewhere?
You know dozens of them.
Okay. I'll pick one
you even
that
DoorDash
I know.
for a few.
I'll pick one that I know the layout of really well, but that is like definitely a neutral location. Like maybe maybe I've been there a few times. I know it well, but it's not like it's not a place that's like attached to me in any way.
Okay. And one question I do have is this a place that doesn't like have its own gang running it or anything like that?
That's why that's kind of what I had in mind. Like it's unaffiliated, but it's like nice, has some private rooms, stuff like that.
Okay, so it doesn't have like any local gangs running it, any of that kind of stuff.
I'm hoping not. Yeah, I'm trying to be as like by the book about this as possible.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to be certain on that one to make sure that you were going for a place that wouldn't get either party knifed for something happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he looks at these gentlemen and he says, "You have the location." And he looks at them and it says, "In fairness of arbitration, what time would you like the exchange to be?" And he asks them that. And you clearly see across the one guy's vid helmet is 11:30 in the morning of tomorrow. And he looks back at Dante and says, "Is this acceptable?"
I'll give the bow in exchange.
And with that, he gestures to them that they can go, basically, there's another lift this direction if you'd like to use that rather than the 4 lifts here. Perfectly understandable to wish to go to a different direction. And unless anyone does anything, they kind of start taking their leave to head that way.
Are they taking the case?
They're taking their briefcase, which has probably got the payment for this case.
But they're not taking the case for the
Well-
stuff.
They're not taking the case with the stuff that they've been paid for already.
Because I will. Well,
So is anyone doing anything? It is your technically initiative slot before they start moving.
I want to do something, but not. Do you have something you want to do, Drev? Because I want to do something, but I think it's going to make everybody angry at me, so I'm hesitant.
I don't have anything I want to do. If we can go up and then report what we know to the person who gave us this assignment, I think this is actually kind of over our heads.
Okay, well then, because I don't want to hinder. I'm actually happy for them to get away before I do what I want to do.
Okay, I mean, you can just do nothing. That's totally a thing.
Well, no, I
Well,
want
yeah,
to do
you can.
something.
And if you want to do something, you can do something. But
Okay.
I don't know. Obviously, Dante doesn't know what Darwin's about to do, so hey, it'll be a shock to me.
Yeah, well, I will. So how far can I move?
6 squares is a short distance.
Okay, because see, the thing is, I feel like Dante has forgotten what our mission is because he's talking about exchanging hostages, and I know nothing about. I don't think I know anything about hostages. I know our hostage, but I don't think I know
Well,
about
if
Dante's.
you want, we can give a quick flashback to Dante to see if he told you guys anything about that, because he was pretty close to the chest about it.
Well, I mean, I have mentioned it several times that they have that the Yakuza bunch kidnapped a good friend.
Because she was totally snooping for you guys to help you out.
Yeah, she was stupid. I didn't tell them that exactly, but I did say that she had gotten involved and that they had kidnapped her, and that was my biggest concern. But I had told them, I had told you guys that at one point. Even to the point where I remember when the Kelly was there. I don't remember her character's name. And I was reluctant to even give up the case that we had at that point until I knew that Suki was going to be safe.
Okay. Okay, so I do know what that's about. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to, out of character, give you a chance to talk me out of it because it might be stupid. But Dante wants to jump off the wall, run across, grab the case, and then run back, and just because I can climb up the elevator shaft to get out. So I want to grab the case and run back and start my exit of the building because our mission is to retrieve that case.
Yeah.
But I don't want to piss everyone off by doing something that goes against what everybody wants done.
I mean, you do have a firm thought that if you run the distance and as your action pick up the case, you get an idea that will be the end of conversations.
Oh yeah,
you are getting the vibe that
if you want to try, but I think you're going to get us all shot.
You definitely get the vibe that he paid these guys to get the case to him, and he now has the case.
In his home turf.
You guys invaded to get to these assholes, and it has nothing to do with him or the case.
Well, it kind of has to do with the case, but not why I'm here.
Yeah, I thought we were tracking the case because we went after.
You guys are tracking the case. You are. But this gentleman with the case knows nothing of your connection to the case. Right. That's why with what you guys were just saying, the kidnapping and the hostages, he's like, oh, you're not here for the case. You're here for them.
But we're here on time limit.
Yeah, you only have about 3 more hours before the contents of the case expire.
I'm hoping that, I'm wondering if he knows that, and that's what I was going to segue into once these jerks were taken care of. Because I did just say that we were hired to get the case, but it only became personal after they kidnapped my friend. So I was thinking of this as being kind of a two-part conversation.
Okay. Okay, then instead of that, I'm going to take out my data pad and take pictures of the guy and kind of send them back to Maestro.
Okay, and when you kind of do that, he kind of gestures that whole, that hand gesture that says "no flash photography, please."
Oh, I guess, can I try and do it stealthily
Oh no,
before?
well, you can do it, or you can try to do it stealthily. I mean, either way. I mean, you can get the pictures off before he gestures,
Oh,
but
okay.
he's definitely going to ask, no flash photography, please.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'll do that and put it back. Okay, I'll put it. Sorry, put it back.
I kind of cast a "what the heck was that" look back at Darwin, and then an apologetic one back at this guy, and kind of like shrug, like I have no idea what that was about.
He says, I have my fans. I am all over the net. I am very famous, back home. I mean, and then he kind of like, pulls his collar back some so you see that there's a tattoo on his neck. And do me a favor, since he's showing this to you, since he's liking you people. You people are good. Give me a any of you guys watch Eurosports?
No.
Like soccer?
Eurosports in general. In character, I'm saying.
Oh, in character, probably.
Oh, in character.
Not unless they've gone interplanetary.
Okay, so somebody give me a vigilance check.
To see if we recognize
it? To see if you recognize the tattoo symbol on his neck.
Or would that be like streetwise, or?
No, it's definitely not a streetwise thing. It's a sports kind of thing. If you had to have knowledge, you could use a knowledge skill for that, or just vigilance because it's something you've seen while watching Eurosports. I don't want to say any more until I find out if you succeed or not, because I don't want to slip too much good stuff. So somebody make a roll. I'll just
Oh wait, no. I mean, I'm not very good at vigilance. Is anybody better? Oh, but if you guys don't know Eurosports, like Dante follows a little bit of sports, but not like a lot.
Darwin probably would, but I got just a green in vigilance.
Oh, then I'll roll it. I got 2. Is it set, James?
It's set, yep.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So, go ahead and take 2 strain for the awkwardness of the situation, because there's totally this weird vibe. He's got Bond villain all over him. That he's being so cordial in this powder keg of a situation. As he flashes the neck tattoo, immediately you kind of recognize it because you've sat at one of those sports bars watching Eurosports. And by Eurosports, I mean things like exo jockey fights, where instead of boxing in a boxing ring, you've got 2 exo guys in a battlefield using live rounds on each other. And immediately when he flashes it, he's basically an NFL member, a Super Bowl member of that sport.
Oh. How long have you been retired?
And he says that in my life there is no retirement, but I'm still doing what they call product testing from time to time and training. And he gestures with both hands in this big, grandiose gesture to the two guys that are above you with their weapons still kind of just chilling and watching everything. They're bringing up the newest generations of exo soldiers. After all, we never know when another more war may break out. Right? And the guys kind of like give this affirmative nod as you hear some the video shows some dog barking at something in the alley. As he totally looks and says, "Until we meet tomorrow at the location, my friends." And unless anyone's doing anything, they are leaving. By the way.
Well, I'm gonna say, are they leaving,
Okay,
or is he leaving, or is everybody leaving?
I don't know what I'd be rolling, but does my World War Z kick in?
What do you mean?
Well,
isn't that something you choose to kick in?
If they're doing this for testing and things, would that have been something I kept up with through the World Wars, and I actually know the guy?
Well, what does your World War Vets thing do? Are we talking about the talent one, or just the background?
I was thinking just background.
If you keep up with the vets thing, yes, he was a vet in the war. He proudly fought on Earth's side.
Did he commit any war crimes?
No, he did not.
Okay, we're good. That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, so Darwin, are you doing anything, or are these guys walking away?
So, I wanted to ask him a question. Darwin, stop me if you don't want me. I was gonna ask him. So, did they tell you about the time limit on that case?
Well, I'll let you do that in just a sec, because you've had lots of talking, and these guys are in a hurry to leave. So, Darwin, here's your chance. They are leaving. When
I can't think of a reason to mess with them right now because that's not why I'm here.
Okay, so you're letting them escape?
It means there are less people to stop us if they leave.
Yeah. This is true. That is the thing.
So yes, I'm letting them go.
Okay, so needless to say, they're walking with brisk efficiency to the where they have been told that there's a lift, which is totally off camera. Okay, and he looks at them and he says, "What guys? What great guys! Now it's our loony's turn." Laying on her belly, ready to start blasting people from cover.
I'm just waiting to see what their play is, because I thought this whole thing was stupid and we were gonna die.
I mean, you still might. I mean.
Oh yeah, but now there's actually a chance that we won't, and I'm kind of surprised.
You get used to
you
that.
already counted it out.
So are you just gonna basically stay and relax in that position and wait to see what's gonna set all hell loose?
Yep.
Okay. So top of the order, who's doing what? And you definitely get the idea, unless something happens, that he's here. He's gonna reach down to pick up the case and leave.
I was gonna ask him about that actually.
Now is a great time to take the turn and do so.
Okay, so I was gonna say to him, I'll nod the case and I'll say, did your associates tell you about the time limit on that?
And he kind of looks at you like, I'm not surprised if there is such a thing, but it is not for me to worry about. My job was simply to acquire this and bring this to our R&D section. I assume you will be good if I show up, say, 30 minutes before the hostage exchange?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Now, professional curiosity, though. Was that stolen from you and you got it back? Or did you have that taken?
And he looks down at the chest like it's the first time he's seen it and goes, "Oh, this thing I don't know. I thought this was always here and this always belonged to our corporation." As he kind of like gives it a slight kick and you clearly see it's got one of their corporate stickers across it. Obviously, someone just slapped the sticker on it, but it totally says that it's the corporation's property. Property of, and boom, right there in big bold letters in English. Tiny letters in German.
Now, I wasn't ever really very trustful of the person that hired. I'm not saying this out loud just yet. I was never particularly trusting of the person that hired us. That this whole thing was shady since like step one. Aside, is there any way to tell if he's just like obviously BSing this or like I said, I never trusted the lady that hired us to begin with, that it really was hers. So personally, I'm kind of torn between just letting it go and getting my friend back and forcing the issue.
Go ahead and give me a vigilance check to see if he's lying.
Just to see if I can detect anything anyway.
Yeah.
For the record, I do have nobody's fool, so anybody who would be trying to charm, lie to me, anything like that, would get an upgrade. Would have to upgrade their difficulty.
Okay, so I'll upgrade the your check against them.
Okay, and it would be like vigilance?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to see if I'm picking up on any kind of dishonesty here.
All right, so I should say I'll downgrade their skill.
Yeah, it works. Either way. Actually, yeah, something like that.
Okay, so see if you can detect his bullshit. Granted, the fact that they've slapped the sticker on this case, it's obviously a sticker. It's all shiny and brand new,
Well, that part is quite obviously BS, but I just mean from the get-go, I've been suspicious about who this thing really belongs to.
Look at you being all suspicious and shit.
Hey man, this particular mission has been very shady. Oof.
So you kind of get the idea of he's totally got that whole professional covering of it's not his circus, not his monkeys, it's just his job to get this box to where it needs to go. And the fact that, yeah, this is totally stolen corporate espionage. And for your 3 threat there, I will totally give him a free maneuver. So as you're sussing him, you're totally giving him the deep stinky eye to see if he's telling the truth. He takes that moment to do the hasty maneuver to snatch up the case and handcuff it to his hand. And just gives you this look of, until we meet tomorrow? And he gestures towards the lift, like the way out the door.
I'm just gonna, I want to take it now. I'll just take a quick back and look and see what, see if Darwin's making a face or whatever. Because personally, I'm willing to chalk this one up to get my friend back. I know it's I'm letting personal involved with business, but Dante doesn't care.
Yeah, no, Darwin's got a serious unhappy face on.
Darwin hasn't shot anyone in 5 minutes.
It's been
all this talking.
I can't see Driv from where I am, can
I? No. Obviously she took cover on the ground, so she's just at an eye shot.
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't heard anything other than she's up there, so.
All right. Well, so he'll snap that thing on his case. I'll just I'll say till tomorrow then, and I'll pick up the power glove, and I'll take a step back before turning away from him. A respectful step back, nod, and then I'll start making over for the stairs.
Okay. So he will nod to both of these guys up here, and they nod back in unison. He will gladly have this case and says, Auf Wiedersehen, my friends. I will see you tomorrow. And we will go for some schnapps afterwards. Does that sound good?
It's a deal.
And he takes long, stridey steps into that doorway. And of course, this guy's totally got a nonchalant bead on Dante there. This guy's totally looking at the gal laying on the platform.
I'm just kind of like, just at a totally normal pace walking up. I'll nod to this guy.
Slow it down there, roll. Slow your roll down there, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, somebody else. You had to take a turn. Anything special you guys are doing? I hear the Darwin grunt of mission unsuccessful. How's that sitting with you?
Not
Life
good.
is full of choices.
I know. I don't want to fail, but I don't want to be. Why not be stupid?
You don't want to fail, but you don't want to die either.
Yeah, well, I guess I'd rather not.
Sometimes you get an L in your column.
But
Just, do you remember how much trouble we had taking 2 of those guys out, and you were in a factory of a whole bunch of them?
Well, we've only seen 2 in the one guy, and how bad could the one guy be? And they're probably going to shoot us in the back as soon as we're all in the same area. But then I'll be able to shoot back at them.
Then you have the moral high ground.
That's when you just hack the lift so the doors don't open up as the elevator comes up and you get crushed inside it.
They could have shot us in the back anytime they wanted to.
Oh, wait. That's what Maestro would do.
Do we have silent communication between us?
Between the 3 of you?
Yeah.
You've got pads, basically cell phones, so nothing silent.
Well, mine, yeah. It's a pad, and I have like the specs.
Okay, since I'm on the ground, and I know he's got the data glasses, I want to type to him. Can you get the frequency of that case so we can track it again?
Okay, so you're whipping out your pad and you're text messaging him?
Well, no, I'm on the ground, so they shouldn't be able to see me do anything.
Well, they see you whip out your pad and text on it because you're basically texting.
Well, but I'm lying down flat, so they shouldn't be able to see me.
Well, this guy's got a pretty good view of you. He's been watching you since you laid down.
Oh. Okay, I thought you said if I was lying down, I'd be out of sight.
Not of the guys that are on the same level as you.
Oh, okay.
These guys clearly see you laying down there in your tactical way. It was everybody down below that couldn't see you. And he's still kind of like, he's not sure.
I'm going to try just texting it.
He's not sure if you were surrendering or what was going on here. He hasn't seen you clasp your hands behind your head yet, so...
I think I've got an idea, but if you want to go first, Scott, you can.
Okay, so you send that message?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
what was
Dante,
the message?
if you want to respond back to him, you can totally say that you don't have the frequency for the case.
I'll just... Oh, he can't see me. I'll just... I'll just say, no.
10-foot wall there sucks. And needless to say, those courier guys hit that lift like nobody's business and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, we don't care about the courier
So
guys.
I'll just type in a quick no, I don't have the frequency.
Okay, so what's Darwin gonna do?
Okay, can I stealthily crawl on the wall? Can I go like 1, 2, 3, 4? Quietly plop down, move over here, and then use my action to do another move to hop over here and climb along this wall again stealthily. Hopefully they're not.
Now, if you're doing it
Seeing.
stealthily, you're going to be rolling your stealth, which is your action.
Okay. So, but I could still do it with with 2 strain,
You
right?
could take 2 maneuvers, yeah.
Yeah.
So
'Cause I
which
think
wall
I
were
can
you?
get
Which wall were you looking
here.
to get, by the way? Because I didn't see a ping on the map.
Oh, I was trying to. Oh, let me. Sorry, roll 20. Is that the?
Because on the plus
Which?
side, this guy's got like no spotting you whatsoever thanks to those crates.
Yeah, is that what? Where's?
It's the guy that's less than 10 feet away from you, basically, that can see you there.
How do I do the ping on the map?
Make sure you have the pointer tool selected at the very top, and
Yes.
click select move arrow, and then you just squeeze on the map.
I thought. Oh,
There
there
you
it
go.
goes. So yeah, see, I wanted to go along this wall, to about here, and then hop off, and go up to this wall.
So since there is nothing blocking your view, as soon as you leave this square, the guy will clearly see you. So if you were like, say, right here, you could be sneaky. But as soon as you step right here, he can clearly see down at you. And
Oh no, I want to be. I'm sorry, I missed. I wanted to go all the way over here and be sneaky to get across the.
Yeah, the problem is he's got a perfect view of this area. Because he's 10 foot up looking right down at that area. Because he's looking right there at Dante right now. But if you tried to be sneaky Spider-Man, sideways along the wall, that totally could be a thing.
And if he watches me as I walk to the lift, then his eyes will be off you.
Yeah.
But if you just come out to this area here, you've got no concealment. It's basically there's no place for you to hide.
So instead of this, okay, so would it be better to sneaky to be right behind him in case, or do I want to
reach up and attack him from advantage?
I mean, that only if they start attacking us. I'm giving up on that though. Or maybe. Can I get to? No, I want. Yeah, I will. Can I sneak along the wall to there? Or yeah, because that way they're not going to attack us though.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth roll and let's see how sneaky you are.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my. That's insane.
Wait a minute, that's not correct. Hold on.
Did I push the wrong button?
It should just be 3 purple. That was totally me.
Oh.
So just ignore the despair.
I was going to say, yeah, totally ignore that despair roll.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1 success, a triumph, and 2 threat. So go ahead and take 2 strain as you're trying to be sneaky. But you do have a success, so you know that you're Spider-Manning along the wall and he does not hear you. He's busy watching Dante and his boss walk out of the room, and there's like this hinted of sigh of relief through his exoskeleton respirator that he's like, we don't have to kill people today. This is a good day. We go and have a boot at the bar. And so you have a triumph there. What would you like to do with the triumph?
I do have a triumph.
I mean, if you wanted to start shit, I would totally give you that you reach up with your gecko hand and flip the guy off the wall. If you want to start shit.
Oh, do it.
To what purpose, though? That's the problem.
To have me gun you all down?
I mean,
I'm allowed to give bad advice.
see, that I don't want to do that, but I don't know what to do with the Triumph. Does anybody have any good suggestions? Oh,
Not
wait,
unless
can
you
I?
have a tracker that you can throw on the.
If I had a tracker, I would have thrown down the ninjas, but I don't have one.
But it's not the ninjas we need to
Unless
follow.
you throw a story point to say you have a tracker and use that Triumph to successfully pull it on the Power Armor Trooper.
Oh, can I do that? I will do that. Well, but why track a random stormtrooper?
Maybe
That
he'll be
seems like a
following the
waste.
case. I don't know. It's your story point. You tell me. But you do have a really good Triumph. I mean, I'll even take it for that Triumph of, unless you reveal yourself, you're completely out of eye shot and these guys forgot you. Super bizarre that they totally forgot the big scary guy with the gun, but totally possible.
Or yeah, you could say that his eyes are tracking me and, he's not looking at the moment or something.
Yeah. I like that they forgot about me. Yeah, they totally forgot that there was a.
Okay, so as long as you don't throw yourself out there or, openly reveal yourself, they pretty much aren't bothered by you disappearing.
Okay.
Did you get gecko camouflage?
No, I didn't see that, but that is something that's something I would like. That would be neat if it's available. No, no, but if they've forgotten about me, once they're watching you cross the street, that'll give me a moment to get across, and I can. Of course, I have to get out, but I could sneak around this building, or I don't know. For now,
Can you sneak to the left that the German guy's going to be riding on?
Well, I'm hoping I can get there eventually. Not this turn, but since they've forgotten about me, that'll give me an opportunity in the future. Of course, getting out by myself, that'll be a challenge, but
Okay.
I'll burn that bridge when I get to it.
So, top of the order. Who's doing what? By the way, Dante, don't forget you can always just parkour up that wall.
Yeah, but I wanted to do the cool walkout. That's 3,
and he's
okay. So
he's got that professional soldier of he's watching you. He's not like fingering his trigger or anything like that, but he's got the gun at the ready like a professional soldier.
I'm gonna use a move and then an action to move to get over to the lift.
Okay, to get all the way over to the lift.
Just totally playing it cool the whole way.
You totally see your partner there. She's on the she's in the lay down shooting position, ready to start unleashing hell from her concealed position.
All right, and then I'll just I'm gonna have my I saw Darwin sneaking around, so I'm not sure if he's got something planned or not. But I'm gonna get ready to hit the lift up button just as soon as I see whether he goes to do something to see if he's coming with us or if he's got some other crazy idea.
Okay. So you see these guys kind of walk around to a nice casual position back, back where things are just okay. So you guys are getting on the lift, and then this guy gives you kind of a curt nod with his helmet on. You can't really tell what the gesture means, but it's a definitive nod, go. Just go.
So as long as unless Darwin jumps up here and runs over to the lift, I'm just gonna hit the thing and go.
Okay, so Darwin, Are
Either,
you
yeah.
going to do something, or is our loony going to get up? You know, because she's on the lift, so technically, if you hit the button, she doesn't even have to get up. She's on the lift.
Yeah, like I said, I saw him being sneaky, so I was gonna see if he goes to do something or if he's coming with after all.
He's gonna do something because their attention is now totally focused away from me. Correct?
Yep.
They're both looking at the. So now I can sneak across
You
and
can
follow
try.
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
can try.
Yeah, so if he's doing that, I'm hitting the lift button to go up.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna do that.
So as they're getting ready to go, you're going to totally try to attempt to do your sneakiness.
Yeah.
I'm totally going to give you a black die because it's not like there's any cover in this beautifully clean, pristine place.
Can I rack my machine gun and
Ooh,
kind of
well
be
played,
distracting?
Darwin. Would you please click again so I can get my point back since you beat me by a hair?
Well, you said
played.
black
Can
die.
I rack my gun so that way it's a little distracting?
Okay, so you're going to go out of your way to make noise? Giving
Yeah.
your friend a blue dice? I'll take that. Okay, so I've got an upgrade and a blue against their perception and a black because the lack of cover. Good thing you got friends that are giving you beautiful distractions to hopefully offset that.
I love my friends. Is everything ready?
Yep, everything's ready. So you're going to try to attempt to go off the wall and run somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. So where is it
Could have
you're
been
sneaking
worse.
off to?
So I wanted to sneak over here and see and well, I before I go in, I want to check and see if he's in that room or if it's a lift or what's in here. But I want to sneak over to here.
Okay, so you're totally doing the sneaky Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Death Star bit.
And preferably on the wall, not on the floor once I'm over here.
You kind of like, get against the wall and look, and you clearly see he's got his case, and he's walking towards a lift that's right against the wall. Right there is a nice, handy-dandy, clearly marked lift.
So I could. Okay,
As I totally need to scrub that. I do need to move him because on his turn he would have moved forward.
Okay.
So he is about right there. He's like reaching his empty hand that's not handcuffed to the case to the button to hit the button. Still clearly within short range. Doesn't see you behind him.
Oh, and I have quick draw.
Oh no.
And my laser pistol doesn't make noise.
Now remember, you did take your action though, but you could totally use your
yeah.
quick draw now to get ready next time. Because your stealth
If you
was
got
your
quick
action.
draw, you don't need to get ready this round because
Right.
then you'll just get attention.
Sure. Okay, so I will
As you hear him whistling
how
some
quick
little
could the lift
tune.
be? I'll have time to get him before he gets on. Yeah, I will
Yeah, he hasn't hit the button yet.
yeah, so I will just it would cost me strain to get around the corner to the other side of the wall just to be that way the only eyes would be his.
Yep. 2 strain would give you a second maneuver to get around the corner.
Oh, what the heck, it's worth it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Why do you keep adding strain? That's twice now you've added strain instead of taking it away.
Oh, I thought it started at 0 and went up to equal. Oh, crap. Well, then I don't have that much strain.
Yeah, normally by game rules, you actually start at 0 and you build up, and when you hit your threshold, you're down. But normally, because the tokens are easier to do it in reverse, we just do it the reverse way.
Yeah.
Oh, then
I was wondering how your strain got bigger and bigger.
Okay. Well, crap.
Yes, and you are in fact doing it correctly, but when roll 20, we're doing it the opposite way, so we can see the bar. Because if you do it correctly, we can't see the bar.
But I didn't start at 0 because of the fight before.
Yep, exactly. Because you didn't get any strain back from the
Well-
previous
Yeah,
fight.
when we started, like, you were strained way down from the last time.
Well, then I apologize. Can I? Because at this point, with what I've done, I would be at negative strain. So can I undo this whole shifting across?
Yeah,
Does that
I'll
make-
let you undo it.
I'm sorry, because here I would be down to, I think, the 1 strain because I had to use the. So I will just jump up, scare the shit out of this guy, and run over to the thing instead. I apologize. I thought I was counting up from 3.
Okay. So you're basically going to the lift instead.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have been able to do what I wanted to do because of the strain, and so.
As they're totally just like shocked when you come geckoing up
Yeah.
the wall from hiding. The guy kind of like gives you this half step back because he was not expecting that. He's expecting maybe for you to come around the stairs like your friend, or maybe you're coming up the opposite direction. And all of a sudden you come popping up.
I'm not going to use the moment of imbalance to push him off just to be spiteful because that would get a shot. But I will give him a friendly wave as I jump on the lift.
Okay, so does that mean our third party member is going to hit the lift button? Wait for him to step up on the pad, then hit the button to send you guys back up?
Yeah, I've been waiting for him to, like, if we're rewinding, I've been waiting to see if he was going to go get himself in trouble or if he was coming. If he was coming, I was going to hit it.
Is Driv going to do anything? Just
Nope.
staying at the ready?
Just
Interesting. Willing to put the lives of hostages is higher than the prize for a client. Interesting.
You. I am so frustrated.
I
we
win
were
with that statement
strategically-
either
we were
way.
strategically outclassed when we had to go into their headquarters bull rushing.
Nobody said you had to go in there that way. You chose to go in there that way.
I'm not the leader.
One of us chose to go in there that way, and the rest of us just tried to keep up.
Hey, and my plan succeeded perfectly. This is exactly what I wanted.
You're all pawns in his game of women.
I consider this an initial scouting mission.
I
Okay.
consider this a total win.
So you guys hit the button and the lift starts rising and you get like one last shot at these guys as they both kind of visually do the sigh with the shoulders and the weapons. They then flick on the mounts on their backs. So the weapons are mounted at easy to get holsters, but not having to carry it because it's totally heavy in an exoskeleton.
Yeah, I'll quote unquote holster my power glove too.
Okay. So you guys say anything to Maestro as you're coming up? As you get like one action as the lift is doing its thing?
Oh,
So
this
be
was
like-
a cluster.
Did you get anything good while we're down there?
And Maestro kind of responds that he was watching. He managed to hack in and was watching you guys on video.
Do you know where that lift goes, and we can maybe meet the German on his way out?
He's probably going in now.
Unfortunately, it goes to a lower level access parking area.
Well, we're gonna.
Go ahead.
Good. Oh, I was just gonna say we're gonna see him tomorrow anyway. We're gonna have shops, remember?
Yeah, but we've got 5 hours to get the case back.
3.
Well, I don't want to
three?
Yeah. I'm concerned about jeopardizing the life of my friend.
Ooh.
So if you can give me a plan that we can do like I can get my friend back and the case, hey, then then I'm willing to listen. But until then, the hostage supersedes the case.
Your call. I ain't leading this organization.
I think that the hostage is fine until tomorrow at 11:30, and tomorrow at 11:30 we can eat. Well, I guess we have to go back and make sure that our quote hostage hasn't escaped or been messed with.
I sent somebody to go pick her up.
Oh, that's right, you did.
So she should be.
Are they going to give her back to us?
Well, it's my friend. He was picking her up to secure her for me for leverage for this very purpose.
I hope she's not missing any fingers at this point.
Well, I didn't tell him to do anything like that.
What? That's how you interrogate people, right?
I didn't tell him to interrogate. I said pick her up and hang on to her for a few hours.
Okay, so the lift snaps open. You see Maestro's, jacked into the control panel. You guys get up. The other guy, he basically has the drone that Maestro's hijacked smashed into his visor, and obviously the guy's dead because his visor's gooey.
Ugh.
As Maestro must got a really good shot in on him with the drone. And Maestro will totally pull the drone out of the guy's face to take with, because he'll totally have to fix this drone to get it working again.
All right, so I'll notify Daito about the hostage exchange.
Okay, so you guys back up on that level. Figured I might as well snap the camera there. And you guys basically are making a phone call in the car, or are you getting going before you make the phone call?
Oh, we'll wait till we're in the car, and then I'll make the call.
Okay. So are you politely driving out on ground level, or are you taking to the sky again?
I will drive out politely this time.
Okay.
Since up to this point it's been respectful, I'll keep that up as long as they.
Okay, so you drive up, and the motion detector kind of like senses a car coming, and a little screen pops up in multiple languages thanking you for visiting the corporation. And if you need a return, here is a ticket for receipt of your visit, and a little automated dispenser pops up out of the ground and spits out basically a validation ticket for this
handy.
visit with the date, time, the picture of your vehicle. So you clearly know that the security has you now on file. And the phone number if you'd like to talk to the local representative to schedule a return meeting. Have a great day. And may your corporate endeavors be filled with victory.
And so it's after we've left the property, that's when I'll call Daito and let him know about the hostage exchange.
As you call up, and he's like, Dante, we have the courier you dropped off.
Yes, and now we can get Suki back with the exchange tomorrow. Here's the details.
How are you wanting to handle this? Do you want us to drop off the corpse with a drone, or keep her breathing?
Breathing, for sure. Breathing, unharmed, unscathed, just, happy as a clam and healthy as a horse. And yeah, that.
So happy as a clam, you want us to drown her, yes?
As you hear him kind of joke about.
Lost in translation here.
He said it's okay to give her the horse tranquilizers. Happy as a horse. I got you, man. I got you.
I said healthy, not happy. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so all is well. That's this. Now that all this is over, all the heat should hopefully come off you guys.
That should be good as long as she's okay. You know what that means.
Yes.
If
Believe me, I know.
if she's been harmed or mutilated, you know that something completely different's going to happen.
Of course, and believe me, I'll be the first one to start mutilating and harming in response.
As your friends are sitting in the backseat listening to this conversation, going, "What?
This makes no sense."
This makes a lot of sense. I know exactly what's going on.
Let the body parts hit the floor." Okay, so what do you guys do
When the
after
bodies
this?
hit the floor. When the bodies hit the floor.
As 3 hours pass, and all of you kind of silently cringe when Darwin's watch that he put the timer on goes beep 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 beep. That the 3-hour timer's now expired.
I wonder what happened at that 3-hour mark. I have to say, I'll always be curious.
I'm just gonna curse.
What? Not have a violent outburst on the dashboard?
Oh,
Come on,
I was
Darwin.
thinking I was in the back seat, so
Stabbing the back of the driver's seat with a knife?
Come on, Darwin. It's a civilian hostage, okay? Like, I think that
A billion.
Suki's a civilian. She works for Kentucky. I don't say that. I'm just saying she's a civilian.
Less is more.
I hate losing.
I still
You get
consider
used
this a
to it.
total win.
You get used to it.
Don't.
I got what I want, and the client got well. She didn't get what she wanted, but
No, not at all. Although I still think it was an inside job, so I don't know.
I do too. That's why I'm not crying a river about it.
But I still hate to lose.
Meh. Better lose than dead.
Sometimes.
No, usually.
I will.
So, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a long night. I'm going to catch some rest before we have to go to this hostage negotiation tomorrow.
Yes.
Wait, aren't you supposed to call, like, headquarters?
As Maestro normally would do this, but he's exhausted from the shot of drugs he took earlier that you didn't notice. That he's been rummaging in his pocket again, secretly.
He
dosing
always
up.
thinks we don't. He thinks we don't notice.
It's his secret habit that you let him just have. Comic book code be damned.
It's effective. It's worth the hassle. Usually.
Okay, so you guys are heading back, to like the headquarters and crashing there, or heading back to your own domiciles? Because, you can totally drop your teammates off at their houses if you know where they live. Do y'all trust each other enough to know that?
I'll give them the option.
No, we need to call Foundation, and you need to debrief them.
Ooh. I likes the way that was said. I'm just going to say that. We didn't fail the mission. You done failed it for us, man.
I kind of figured that it wasn't over until after tomorrow.
That watch says it's over.
Ooh.
That was our time limit.
As you guys are
I'm
stopped
surprised
and getting,
called.
cheeseburgers at that point.
All right, so then to the office then.
Oh.
I mean, you can totally just call the office too.
All right, I'll put it on speaker.
Well, can we go to a safe house? And call the office from there and sleep there?
Sure.
Kind of in between choice.
Those conveniently we have an ally who gives us a place to stay when they're not at, so it's totally a safe house. As the heads-up display in the car when you type in requesting permission for the nearest safe house, and it totally pops up with one for you. nice neighborhood, nothing to worry about. It's got its own private parking pad.
Oh, sure, why not?
What's the worst that could happen?
It's got that
Don't
nice
ever.
studio apartment feel with 2 rooms that you can crash in.
All right, so I guess we can pop by there and make the call.
I agree. Yes.
Okay, so you guys go to the safe house and crash. Conveniently, there's just enough long-term preserved food there that you can make your own food. Totally
No.
there's instant sirloin. You take the boiling water and you plop this in and it froths up into a sirloin steak.
Weird.
It's got
I've had
electrolytes.
worse.
It's what bodies want.
The future is a weird place.
Better than the rations we used to have.
Okay, so you guys basically crash out on the place.
No, we need to make the phone call first.
Sounds like
Sure.
someone's avoiding that call.
I'm making the phone call, all right? Look, I'm dialing the number.
As you sit down and bring the vid phone over to the couch and just start dialing the number, and immediately the voice of Kira comes up. It's the mission been successful. The client has called at least twice already.
The client's going to have to be disappointed, unfortunately.
Can you please provide details?
It came down to the choice of the case or a civilian hostage. I chose civilian hostage.
Ooh, look at you throwing yourself on the sword. There's like a bit of pause with almost static. It feels for a second like the static itself changes, tone. And as then all of a sudden you get the response of saying, I understand what you mean, and I think, yes, that human life is more valuable than recovering technology. I'm not sure of the details in the situation yet, but I'm pretty sure if you made the call, and that's the call you made, it was the best call at the time with what opportunities you had, and I have faith that you made the right call.
Thank you for your faith in me.
Do you need to talk more about this, as you're almost hearing like an artificial intelligence counselor tone to it?
No. It's under control. Thank you.
Can you advise who the human life is?
At this point, not in a way that would protect her at all. Keeping her secret will be safer for her than disclosing it.
Failure of the mission is regretful, but I will let the client know. Please let me know when the team is safe.
Will do.
And if you need that safe house for the rest of the week, it is clear that we can use it for the rest of the week.
Great, thank you.
Does that mean we're responsible to restock?
That's your biggest concern right now? Shopping.
I'm tired. I'm complaining about everything.
True, now that you mention it.
You probably heard his teeth grinding when his watch went off. He doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who wants to lose.
And I didn't have a personal stake.
Hey, just so y'all know, I would have made the same call for any one of you.
I know. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Destin.
Yeah.
I know you can't win them all, but I hate losing them.
Yeah, that's why there's that expression, you can't win them all. But I understand your point of view, and I don't particularly like losing either, but could have gone a lot worse.
Could have gone better. Yeah, I know.
All right, you old curmudgeon. I'm going to get some sleep.
As of course, I'm sure he goes and snatches the best bed first.
No, I was gonna, yeah, definitely. No, I was gonna voluntarily sleep on the floor. Come on,
It's got 2 nice bedrooms,
dibs.
and a really nice couch.
My one consolation is you didn't get a woman this. You haven't had a date in like a week. That's got to be miserable for you.
Well, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Good night, Eeyore.
Okay, so y'all crash for the
Right.
night. We get the screen swipe to morning. What time are you showing up at the location, by the way?
It was at 11.
It was at 11:30.
11:30.
11:30. Then I think 11.
And your new best friend will totally meet you there at 11.
Does their
Okay.
overnight sleep give us any strain back?
Overnight sleep will give you all of your strain back.
And like 1 wound, is
And
that right?
1 wound, yep.
If anybody's wounded, I can take care of them.
I have a scratch.
I'm not wounded.
I'm down 1. If you want to slap a band-aid on it, go right ahead. Oh wait, I have a crit though, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
I
I
have
thought-
2 critical injuries.
One of them though was just for like the encounter. I thought.
Well, it still
The-
stays as a crit until you medically heal it, but its
Oh.
effects only lasted to the 1 shot.
Got it.
Yeah, so if you don't mind taking one of those off.
The crit?
Yeah,
Or
I've got
the
2
wound?
crits. Well, you can kind of do both, can't you?
Well, he can
Okay.
attempt to heal 1 crit.
1 crit,
And
okay.
then basically you're going to have to wait a week to try to have somebody mend the other one.
Yeah,
One
that's all right.
crit per person.
Well, no, a doctor can only try to mend your crit once. You can't do multiple attempts to reset a broken arm. You can only
Right.
try once, and then we see if it sets or not. And you can only do 1 crit per medicine. Per certain amount of time.
Well, because I was thinking Maestro got a crit also.
So the doctor can do it to each of you guys. It's just that he can only do one person 1 time
1
for
crit.
now.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so I also have apothecary. So natural rest heals 2 additional wounds.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if everybody sleeps and takes the lavender oil aromatherapy that he provided you, you will relax and sleep nicely and heal 3 wounds.
Okay, then I'm good with wounds. I just need a crit healed.
Okay.
So are you wanting him to attempt to use what equipment he has to heal your crit?
Do you have the equipment necessary to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what level of crit is it that you have that you're going to have him try?
I've got 1 purple one and 2 purple one.
Which one are you going to have him try to heal?
Does it matter really?
Well, yeah, because that's how many dice he has to roll against for his medicine check.
No, I mean, does it matter in what order they get
Oh, no,
healed?
it doesn't matter. You can do it in any order you'd like.
Okay.
Basically, is he relocating your shoulder, or is he setting the broken leg bone? It's up to what treatment you're getting first.
Gotcha. How good are you at this?
I get 2 free successes. And I'm 2 yellow and 2 green.
Okay, I'll go for that 2 purple one. Go for the more difficult one, I guess.
Oh, and
Oh, you jerk.
do I get the extra blue for having the med kit?
If you're using the
does that
med kit,
allow-
yes.
Okay.
Yep. You tell me if you're using the med kit. Yes, if you are using the med kit, then you do get a blue.
Okay, I wasn't sure if the med kit gives me a blue or if I need the med kit to get me to normal, and if I don't have a med kit, I take a negative.
Yeah, you pretty much need the med kit to do this. There's a basic minimal med kit in the bathroom of this house, so that would let you be able to try it, but using your better med kit, you get a blue dice for it.
Oh, okay.
So I've got your 2 purple there with 1 upgrade, because I used a story point, because what the heck, and a blue for you.
Okay. And remember, I get 2 extra successes.
Yep. Now, is that 2 extra successes if you succeed, or just 2
No.
successes?
In combat medicine, I get 2 successes. He takes 4 extra strain.
Okay, so he takes 4 extra strain?
Yes, but
Okay.
he's going to rest, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Oh, it
Oh,
might
so
matter.
yeah,
It might
night
matter.
before.
Slips
Night
into a small
before.
coma. It's a
Okay,
small
go
coma.
for it.
He'll wake up in the morning. So go ahead and
Tell
roll
me
your
when you're ready.
medicine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So you basically take whatever that. Which crit was that, by the way?
That was the slightly dazed one.
Okay.
That was the 2 purple one I had.
So you basically shine a flashlight in his eyes, and you give him head rubs and compression therapy, and you get the swelling down inside his head, which makes him feel amazing after. And you do have 4 advantages if you'd like to do something. I mean, you can totally negate the strain he took by giving him 4 advantages in strain.
Sure.
Hey, I feel great. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so she fixes you up right. Anybody else got a crit that you'd like taken care of by the doc? Her new nickname may become Auto Doc because she works on autos and she's the doc.
I like it. I think the only other person with a crit was Maestro, and he'll be healed by the time he gets back anyway, right?
Well, he'll still have the crit, but he'll be at full health.
Right, but I mean, never mind.
Okay.
We don't know how bad the crit is anyway, so I can't roll.
Maestro's
that's a good
totally
point.
faking it. He's like, I'm fine. Let me take another shot of these drugs I got. I'm fine.
We're leaving him behind.
As I'm totally
He-
pulling up
he's
his
gonna-
character sheet to see what his crit was.
He's sleeping this one off on the couch.
He is winded. 2 purple. Cannot volunteer self-restraint till the end of the encounter. Yep. So that was a pretty bad one. It's an 80 to 85.
But it's to the end of the encounter, so it's over anyway.
Yep. It's just that he still has a crit, so if he gets critted again, it's plus 10 to the next crit.
Oh.
Yeah, crits, when you get crits, it's plus 10 to the next one for every crit you have. So if you have...
but I thought once the time frame went away, the crit went away.
No, crits don't go away until they're healed.
But the crit does not.
Oh, okay. So how bad is it? I might as well...
We'll let him work that out with you next time, or if he gets back tonight sometime.
Okay.
So how early are you going to show up to the meet?
I was thinking half an hour early.
And what arrangements are you making to have the hostage brought in? Are you wanting to have the hostage with you? The hostage with the third party you got involved? What are you looking to do?
Well, we're coming... I was thinking that we're going to show up 30 minutes early. He can show up, kind of hand her off, and we can all just, wait for the, her friends to show up with my friend.
Okay.
And I'll, and when they arrive, I'll explain to her very clearly what's going on. Like, we're giving you back to your friends. If you just want to sit patiently and have some, have a brunch with us, and Your friends will bring my friend. You'll go back to your friends. Everybody's happy.
She'll gladly throw some food in her mouth because obviously she's hungry because some assholes left her practically naked on the ground.
We left our clothes.
Practically naked. She was bound and helmetless. That's practically naked.
Ah, well, you know what? She zigged when she should have zagged.
This is your friend. Do you want us in plain sight with you, or do you want us hidden in the shadows ready if somebody's not playing fair?
Well, you know what? I don't want to give them any excuse to cause any problems. So, no shady business.
Okay.
We're gonna play this one straight.
It's your friend. I'm behind you 100%.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that should pretty much, that's the setup anyway.
And of course, your new friend, nicknamed Hemdall, immediately shows up. He's wearing some really nice street clothes, obviously custom made. You see some bullet plated weaved into it, so it's very, very armored, and he's got an assault rifle over his back shoulder, and he just looks at you with a big smile.
Oh, wait, since we have a knight,
okay,
can I do a quick research on who he is?
I'll give you that. As you're putting away your medical supplies, and you're just like, hey, I want to know more about that asshole. Go ahead and give me a computers.
Computers or net roll? Or are they the same?
Network, yeah. Go for the net.
Oops.
As apparently you're not finding much anything about the guy. But you do have an advantage.
I'll let you pick. I either run into an old friend or an old enemy who's in this sport.
Okay, and basically you find out that yes, there's a thriving market for military companies to basically make exosuits, and you get the idea that this guy must be pretty badass. As soon as you kind of talk to one of your friends about him, they won't tell you anything directly about the guy other than don't mess with the guy. And if the guy's in an exosuit, you better just hide.
Okay.
But he is not now.
Didn't sound like he was.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's out of the business or in a certain level in the business.
So, you gonna join us for brunch today, Hemdall?
And he looks and he's like, I think I will. I had a great night last night. I got the bonus pay at work. Brunch is on me. And he kind of claps his.
Very gracious.
Is he being a deliberate asshole?
No, he's just having a good day, and he claps his hand he asks to have some tables brought together to make more space, and he kind of gestures, and some young guy, clean shaven, little short mohawk hairdo, probably the type that you've seen exopilots like to sport, because supposedly shaving your hair makes the connection so much better on the suit. And he kind of gestures for the kid to come sit down over to his left. And the guy's got a similar outfit, just not as nice, and a really big sidearm on his side. There's
Man, they
nothing
don't
worse
mess
than
around.
pistols with rifle caliber.
So, I will ask the girl the courier girl. I'll say like, so sorry about last night. Can I get your name, please?
Oh, now he's being sorry about hitting you with the car.
Well, yeah. Now I wasn't sorry yesterday, but I'm sorry now.
So as we all know what it is that Dante has gone too far without wooing a woman, and his instincts kick in. Go
I'm
ahead and
just
give
trying to
me your
keep everything
charm roll.
nice.
You're trying to be really nice. Now, are you going out of your way to be kind to her when it comes to like food, drink type of thing?
I'm being polite.
Is she bound, or have you cut her?
No, not at this point.
Okay, I will give you a blue for that.
At this point, she's like, as far as I'm concerned, she can just sit at the table and have brunch with us. Like, no problem.
Okay, go ahead and roll your charm, you charming bastard. Now comes the point where I'm like, should I flip a dark side? Okay, so what would you like for those 4 advantages? Dante is just being fucking Dante. Everyone at the table smiles away from her face directly.
So what I like for that advantage, could I have that when her friends come in, they see that she's being, treated politely, and that so that this will kind of apply to them as well.
Okay, I'll definitely take that for that. So that way they clearly see she is not in distress. She's been taken care of. Okay.
Yes.
So a little while passes. Your new friend Hem, he tells you that don't worry. This is just my understudy. He's my protege. He wants to be me someday, but he still needs to eat more meat and grow up to be my size. And he's just here to learn how these things should be handled properly, if you understand what I mean. And if you
think I do.
And if you look over there, but don't look, and he kind of points, but then he like moves his hand to like wave his hand like he's talking. I have 2 snipers set up in positions to keep the street covered. So if any shooting happens, make sure that it spills into the street, so that way they have clear shots. That way we can settle things quickly and quietly, if you know what I mean.
Well, I certainly appreciate the thoroughness.
And he kind of like, in the middle of you guys eating and him ordering extra protein for the table, because, extra protein. You kind of like look down at your plate there, Dante, and notice next to your silverware, he kind of stuck a business card there for you. And it's, of course, the All Seeing Securities. Hemdall, All Seeing One, As it's All Seeing Securities card, He doesn't say anything. He just politely, slipped that card at your silverware because he likes you guys' style.
Okay, well, I'll definitely
you accepted
that for later.
You accepted the loss with pride. B, you didn't let your pride get you killed. And C, you seem to be pretty up and up as a group. He hasn't needed to shoot you yet.
I don't like that yet part, but great. Yeah, I'll definitely like put it like first slot in the wallet for call back later.
Okay, so you totally just have a nice brunch. She's actually eating the brunch and starts having small talk with you guys at the table, mainly Dante. She keeps giving Dante long looks, but you guys are used to that shit. Son of a bitch.
Hey, hit a girl with a car, knock her out, but you buy her brunch and all's forgiven. Write that down.
That's from the book, the Tao Book of Dante.
Write that down.
Okay, so the allotted time comes in, and obviously you see these guys, and they match. They're wearing street clothes, not armor or anything, but they match what you know about this group. Clearly these guys are Japanese. They've got some kind of Yakuza connection, because you're clearly seeing tattoos on their short sleeve shirts sticking out. They've got the heavy duty biking leathers on, but this time you see it not in black, but in bright, flashy colors. And they kind of like, two guys kind of come in and kind of scope the place out. Then they kind of like, hit a communicator, and the third guy walks in and goes all the way through the place like he's going to the restroom, and he's clearly looking the place over, counting heads in the building. One of those servers is like, "Hey, you gotta get food to use the restroom," and the guy just kind of like gives him some total shit puff up motion, and the server's just like, "Nope, not my circus, not my monkeys," and drops off more food at your table. And then finally, the fourth member comes walking in, and then the other two that guard at the door come right behind him. Obviously, he's the guy in charge. And he kind of comes up and he looks around at you guys, and he immediately spots you guys as the guys. It could be because your new friend is at the table and he knows his face. And he kind of comes down and sits in a table, literally a booth behind you guys, So you got the back-to-back booths. And he looks over and says, when do you want the hostage brought in?
Now would be good.
And he kind of whips out his communicator pad and hits the send button. And then all of a sudden, this hover van comes screeching down from like 3 floors up down to the ground, where it looks like if the driver doesn't make his roll, this thing's going to bottom out and hit the ground. And it just barely manages to scream to a slow stop, and the door slides open, and your friend gets kicked out, handcuffed, and blindfolded. She's literally wearing VR goggles that are playing some loud music and some earmuffs on them, and she gets kicked out to the curb and kind of lands kind of roughly, and the van rips off back up to the 3rd floor and takes off.
All right, I'm gonna glare at the guy, and I'll like run out to her and see if she's okay, or as okay as she can possibly be.
Aw, y'all see him come flying out of the booth using his parkour on the booth to get out the door. Do you run across the asshole's table?
I'll just cast a disparaging glance at him as I fly by.
And he gives you this smug look, and he's just like, whatever. And he looks at the gal that you guys have hostage, and he gives her a dirty look. And for the rest of you that are still at the booth, she kind of visually wilts under his gaze. And he says, "So, you got your hostage? Cut mine loose." As you guys all see this dramatic moment of when Dante picks up his friend and whips off the goggles that are obviously playing loud music and some crazy psychedelic video display to keep you from keeping track of where you are in the back of the kidnap vehicle.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get her up and bring her in as quickly as possible, and then I'll answer his question. I'll be like, if she even wants to go with you at this point.
Damn. And she kind of looks at Dante and looks at him, and she kind of bows her head like she's ready to go if one of you guys will let her out of the booth. Because I'm assuming somebody's sitting in her way so she doesn't flee.
Yeah, I'll get out of her way.
And she kind of politely gets up. She starts to walk by Dante and his friend who's, still handcuffed. And she kind of she stops to get Dante's attention and kind of pops a kiss on Dante's cheek and says, "Thank you for not killing me." And she kind of, stands up and behind them at their booth. Obviously that whole stand behind motion where you get the idea that she's a servant, not a equal in their organization.
Yeah, I suspect as much, but it doesn't hurt to be nice. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna make sure I get the handcuffs off, as all the stuff.
Now the question is, are you gonna skullduggery the cuffs, or are you gonna ask for the key?
I'll say, "Key, please."
And you ask for the keys from this guy, And this guy, he elbows his buddy, and his buddy unzips a little breast pocket and pulls that little pair of digital key cuffs. They look like room keys for a hotel, but cool circuit boards instead. And starts to reach over their table to hand it to one of his guys to hand to your table. And he accidentally drops it in the water. And he goes, oops, and puts that both hands in front of his mouth. Sorry, oops. And total feigned apology dickery. I mean, it screams dickery.
Is it at the same table as the boss guy?
Yeah, it's at the boss guy's table. So his second in command dropped it in the cup on the table, accidentally.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over and I'll reach in, I'll pick it up and accidentally knock the glass over so it drips in the guy's lap.
And of course, the boss man looks at him and kind of like laughs in the way that he's told not to respond when he gives him the laugh, and he shakes his head no subtly in the laugh. So all of a sudden, you see the guy's just glaring daggers at you for that shit, because total disrespect. He is supposed to be disrespectful, not be disrespected upon.
Well, anyway, so I'll get the keys and let her out. I don't want to play his little games any more than I have to.
You pull the key card out of the cup and you shake the water off of it. The guy still kind of makes a snobby look, like he still won.
Yeah, but is he sitting at the table?
He's sitting at their table now with a wet lap.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Yes, he's not happy that you got his lap wet.
So yes, then I will make sure. Then I'll go back to Suki, make sure that she's uncuffed and all that jazz.
Okay, you uncuff her, and she kind of like she clearly pulls you close when you uncuff her, and she kind of gives you a very polite kiss on the cheek. And as she does, she clearly whispers in your ear that they're all dead men.
I couldn't agree more.
As she basically just whispers to you, politely, I'm going to have their balls before the week is out.
I'd like to see. Well, I would say I'd like to. I would say I'd like to see that, but I'd really rather more hear about it. But
So do me
happy to be of service.
Wow, what you guys get volunteered for. So she kind of immediately dismisses herself to go get cleaned up in the ladies' room, because obviously her stockings are all ripped and torn and stuff. She was treated very, very disrespectfully. So she's going to go clean herself up in the refresher.
Drew, would you mind make sure she's not, checking her if she's wounded or anything like that, giving her any kind of first aid while she's in there?
Aww.
I'll go with her.
Girls traveling in groups thing. Love it. Okay, so when you get in the restroom, of course, obviously you're one of Dante's friends. She kind of like gives you the look of, first off, since you're obviously one of Dante's friends, are you that kind of friend? Hello, girl talk.
Yet.
Yeah. He's not my type.
Yeah.
Actually, he isn't my type.
And she kind of like smiles in this coy smile, like, okay, cool, good to know. And give me a medicine check. She's kind of uncooperative, like, I'm fine. She's giving you the I'm fine, but you can still give her a medicine check to see if how she's doing.
Where is it? There it is.
Oh, look at you stacking the deck there. I like that. Okay, I've got your upgrade in there. Okay, clearly you can see she's been roughed up. I mean, she's not at like less than. She's only missing about a quarter of her normal wounds. She's not like injured, but she is hurt. She's been roughed up, treated roughly. She's got a few bruises, contusions, nothing serious. Her knees are scuffed, her elbows are scuffed. You see she's got a slap mark or two on her face. It looks like that she did put up a fight. One thing that does catch your attention, though, is on her hand. You notice there's a very interesting, unique cut on the hand. And what would you like for the advantage?
For the advantage, can I get her psychological outlook? Was she tortured? I've gone through this with in the world wars.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to worry about post PTSD?
You seem she's very upset, but it doesn't seem like this has broken her in any way, shape, or form. It seems you get the feeling that she's been through way worse.
Okay.
There's a definite hardness to her that the reason why she keeps telling you she's fine, because she's assessed herself in worse condition than this before. So she definitely seems to be okay mentally. And the fact that she says this isn't over, but it will be taken care of shortly. And she kind of lets it slip that the worst part of the situation is going to be that she's going to have a new company chip put in her hand.
Oh. Okay, yeah. So that's how corporate people can track. And of course, they took it out.
Mm-hmm. And she immediately asks you while you're checking her out, "Can I see your data pad?"
Sure.
And she basically asks you to unlock it so she can send some messages out real quick.
Oh, no problem.
And her fingers kind of and it's sad because you see on her perfectly amazing manicured fingers, there's one nail that's broken.
Broken or ripped off as in tortured?
Broken, as in it got broken while she's bouncing around.
Just clarifying.
Mm-hmm. And so you see these beautifully manicured nails, and one's just broken and stands out as busted. And she's moving her fingers 1,000,000 miles a minute, sending messages out in triplicate to multiple parties all at once. And after about a good 3-4 minutes of her sending messages out, you've got 80 sent messages that are all delete on send. So as soon as she finishes, the emails disintegrate in your pad, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And she thanks you very much for the use of your pad. And if you notice, there's a small credits added to your pad account. And you notice that there's a $500 credits on your pad there as a thank you for the use of your pad from her corporation. Because that's what slush funds are for. And Lord knows the company's insurance would pay more for hostage return. It's bad when your company has a policy for hostage return.
In the day we're in, of course they do. That's like standard coverage.
Heck, if we're talking Japanese corporations right now, they actually do. Just remember 12 years ago when Japan had some corporate types kidnapped in Mexico. They don't get kidnapped anymore in Mexico. If the company pays you in good faith, the people better be returned unmolested. Let's just say in real life when the situation happened, they were not returned unmolested. So a response team was sent in to respond to them for, "We paid you, assholes. Why are you being unprofessional?" So you guys basically finish your food. These jokers kind of fuck around, play with their food that they get delivered. And Hemdahl comes over there and he kind of expresses, thanks for the work that you performed. Your team did their job admirably. I will admit that they apparently led folks to his facilities, so that means they didn't do a expert job, but they did a well job. Nice little left-handed compliment. Some ninjas, they got followed right to my headquarters. Thanks, guys.
And one of them got captured. Good way to go, ninjas.
And he politely looks at all parties concerned once she comes out of the once the two ladies come out of the restroom, and basically advises of Is business complete? Are both parties satisfied?
I'm just looking at Suki, seeing what she's
pissed.
watching her for any kind of reaction at this.
She's pissed. She has a very guarded expression on her face, and she's following your lead. I mean, you get a feeling that she would like to jump these guys and murder them right now, but she knows that you obviously set something in motion to get her freed, so she's going to follow your lead.
What I will say is the exchange has taken place.
Very well. I shall pay
So as soon as they remove themselves from this venue, then we're good.
I shall conclude things by paying for the menu. We will have the first party, and he points to them, take your leave with your hostage. Everything is complete. I expect no reparations on either side. No attempts to get revenge or any petty things like that. And we shall call this business complete. Agreed? And he looks at both parties. Dante and their obviously leader guy, and the guy's just got this nonchalant what the fuck ever look, and he just kind of waves his finger like yeah. And when he does that, two of his three guys comes walking out the door and getting their vehicles ready.
And I'll say my company will have no further involvement in this.
Excellent. And so I will go ahead and he turns around and he basically goes up to the server and says, he waves his credit card to pay for everyone's meals. Both tables are on him, and he'd like to give a great tip to the facility. Yes, it keeps people from talking about you when you tip really well. It's the one thing this European has mastered is the American tipping system. Wait a minute, you have a job. Why do you need a tip? So he goes and he pays the tip, and then basically as soon as the douchebag ninjas leave, he looks at you and says, "It has been an excellent time interacting with you. I have been infinitely amused watching your corporation," as he does the corporation because he's not sure what to say in front of your friend, doing business, and thank you for providing very invaluable feedback on the performance of our exosuits.
Yeah, next time, make sure they don't zig when it should zag.
Zigzag. Excellent. Well, again, thank you very much, my dear. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope if you need any security services in the future, my company is quite adept at security, especially for high-profile clientele. And he kind of whips one of his cards out and politely hands it to her, and she just politely puts it into her little shirt pocket.
And I'll say, well, don't worry, I'm not going to be letting this one out of my sight again.
And he kind of looks at that comment like if you meant something more by that. Do you let anything slide or you just laugh it off?
No, I'm just going to let him take it how he takes it.
Okay. Okay, so he then presents himself as he's leaving, and he basically has his protege come with him, and he gets on the comms and says that the facility is clear, allow a 5-minute departure time, and then I will see you back at the jet. And he basically thanks you guys all for entertaining breakfast and a very interesting beginning of the noon, and May we meet again someday. I'll be heading back to the old country.
Well, I'll pack the wallet, the wallet where I put his card. So
okay,
he knows that I got it. And I can, get in touch.
And he basically packs up and heads out. And you guys have this weird, awkward silence as the waiter comes by and says, "Sir, do you need your drinks refilled?" And sadly, you look over and you see that the ninja couriers trashed their table, by the way. Very, very rude. Even someone spilled the drink, and he just like shakes his head to, I guess they were one of those tables, sir. Sorry if they disturbed you, but that was very nice of your friend to cover the bill.
Quite alright, quite alright. So I'm gonna offer Suki my hand and ask her, where do you want me to take you?
And she basically just says, I need to get back to my apartment to get cleaned up so I can head back to the office.
Alright, I'll be like, guys, can you guys get a cab on me?
Ho 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 ho.
I'm gonna roll my eyes, but say of course.
What about Driv?
Yep.
Okay, so Driv, Darwin, is there anything you guys are doing?
Nope.
Okay, so
I
what
mean,
is...
and nothing other than heading back to the safe house. Maybe picking up. No, never. Yeah, just heading back.
Okay, yeah, and you can easily wave down cabs or just take the public transit.
Let's take a cab, just because I don't want to deal with riding.
I'd rather not ride a bus in my armor.
Yeah.
This is a sensible thing that you choose to do. Okay, so you guys go out there, and obviously there's that little... You go up and you push the button on the sign to signal the cab to pull over, and it takes like nearly 18 seconds for cabs to whip into place. Are you guys going to split a cab or go separately in your own cabs?
Well, I thought we were both going to go back to the safe house for a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can totally go together.
Yeah. Definitely want to. But also want to keep an eye out and make sure nobody was left behind to watch us.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just because I don't trust ninjas.
Because, ninjas.
And I don't fully trust Heimdall, although he has no reason to mess with us. I'm more looking out for ninjas than his team.
As you can still feel that there was a sniper out there looking at you.
Exactly.
He just hears the word snipers and he gets itchy.
Well, when he brought them up, I was like, wait a minute. Wait, there are snipers. Okay.
All of a sudden, that one hair on the back of your neck that wasn't burned off itches. Okay, so go ahead and give me your perception check. As you're making sure the coast is clear when you do your thing. You think the coast is clear, but what would you like for that triumph?
I would like...
You'd like for the coast really be clear.
Yeah, I'd like for the coast to actually be clear, or at least no sniper. No, I would. There wouldn't be a sniper, but I... I mean,
So many options.
I'm so bad at triumphs. There's absolutely There's not, like, can I use the term to say there's absolutely not drone surveillance? If there is, if the coast is not clear, it's definitely going to be human, not electronic.
Okay. I will totally give you that. Okay.
What do I see?
So when you do perception, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the coast is clear. Granted, you take 2 strain because you almost get clipped by a car because you're busy looking instead of watching where you are. But yes, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the coast seems to be clear.
I like the way you say beyond a shadow of the doubt and then seems to be.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, the coast definitely seems clear.
Okay.
Which is also the reason why we're going back to the safe house instead of our actual houses, or at least that's why I am.
I thought
Also,
it was
we
just,
have it for a week.
yeah, I mean, if you got the safe house, why ain't you using it? I mean, at least before Dante has a party at the house, since he's got a house for a week himself. Party over here. He laughs, but we all know it's true.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you guys get back to the safe house. All is safe and sound. Dante drives her to her place, and she, offers Dante to come inside if he wants.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to leave you alone for 5 minutes, you might get kidnapped again.
Oh, and when you
Oh,
say that to her
damn!
in private, she slaps the shit out of you, by the way.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I'm
You
sorry I
figured
got
you'd
you
make the
into this.
reckoning happen on your terms, not hers, huh? As
Yeah.
yes, you get the slap, and she basically says, "Cook me a dinner worthy of someone who's been kidnapped." And she heads off, slinking out of her clothes that are dirty, stinky, damaged beyond her ever wearing them again, repair. And she goes to get into the restroom for a very, very, very long pampering session.
Well, I'm gonna cook her some lunch.
And by the way, her auto chef does work if you want to use it.
Well, I'm gonna maybe use that for some of the prep work, but I'll try to do it myself as much as possible.
Okay. So, Mr. Gourmet, how fancy of a dinner are you making? Are you making basic, average, or really impressive because you got her involved in some shit?
I'm gonna try for impressive.
Okay.
I don't know how successful I'll be at impressive, but I'll try impressive.
It's almost like I'm describing 1, 2, or 3 purple dice. Oh!
And I'm stealing it back. And so I can at least try impressive, and if at least... What are you doing? Oh, you're stealing it back.
You said you
Gotcha.
stole it back, so I was giving it to you.
Yeah, that's right. So
you were getting paranoid. I like it.
So I'm hoping that I'll go impressive, so that even if it doesn't turn out well, at least the effort's there.
Okay, so go ahead and what are you going to use for your cooking skills? Coordination for your deft handiwork? Education for some culinary training?
Well, I can always fall back on charm if I screw it up and have to, have to dig myself even further out of the doghouse. So yeah, I guess I'll do the fancy chopping knife work and all that stuff.
As he's totally singing while cooking, going tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight.
Tonight's the night. Hopefully I don't get slapped again.
Hopefully my nutsack doesn't join the other nutsacks into a new pocket purse.
Yes. So anyway,
Go ahead and roll when
you
you're
ready to roll?
Yep.
Come on, let's do something good. Yeah, buddy.
Damn. Apparently the dice say that an amazing meal is made. And the question is, I know you guys are mostly friends, right?
Mostly.
Mostly. And the meal is good. She's refreshed. She's feeling better. She lets you know she's feeling better. And she slaps you again because you totally had a second slap coming.
Yeah, I was hoping to avoid it, but it was inevitable.
And the camera kind of fades to dark as the camera follows the dishes on the table, the fork on the floor, the spoon on the floor, the shoe, not the same shoes, your pair of pants, the shirt, the usual kind of romantic gesture leading to the bedroom, and the sounds coming from the bedroom that obviously she's rewarding you for saving her in her own special way.
Aw, shucks. I was worried about her.
But you did rush in like Prince Charming, so she totally has to give you your reward.
Even though he was the one that put her in danger in the first point.
Well, she's gotten in danger for worse.
It's his basic move, though.
Has
Get them
it-
in danger, rescue them, and they forget it was his fault in the first place.
As you
Hey,
know,
man.
the camera
It's not like
totally
they didn't have to beat up ninjas and exotroopers to save.
as the camera fades to dark, the credits roll in the episode, and then all of a sudden there's the after the credits scene, where all of a sudden you see a couple guys in lab coats gathered around a android chassis, and someone reaches into the back of its head and cracks open the panel, not like destructively crack open, but just pop it open with haste. And you see steam and hiss pop out as there's the glow as someone reaches in with these tools and pulls out this metallic chunk that looks like a vertebrae. And the little fiber optic glowing lines going through it slowly start throbbing and stopping in the dim, dim dark. And the guy flicks it onto a silver surgery tray with the tongs. And the other person looks over at him and says, "Was it successful?" And the doctor just looks and says, "Aye, it was successful. I don't know how they did this, but they were able to transfer consciousness of an entire human's mind onto this one small piece of cybernetics. But we have been able to download the mind onto this cyborg chassis, and we shall have access to every bit of knowledge that this person had in life. Now we shall see how much of the actual person is left inside. This technology is decades ahead of anything we have. But the important thing is now we have the mind that created this technology. And this mind is in our company's equipment." And all of a sudden the cyborg kind of like shakes and shakes, and you just hear, "Why am I here? Why do I feel so strange? Why do I feel strange? I can't feel my legs." And you realize it's just a chassis from the waist up.
Dang.
And then it fades to dark. Because it totally fills in the story if I give you guys the teaser that yes, the chip was used before it went bad and was used for possibly nefarious purposes.
Wow. Good thing we're on their team.
Good thing we're willing to work for those guys.
Just in case, it's good to have a backup plan. Backup deployment.
In case we go dark, it's good to know that we can work for them.
We don't know who they are technically.
No, you don't.
No, not really. I was assuming it was the Germans because that same accent came up again. But...
It did.
Oh.
It did.
But I assumed Heimdall was just like the middleman.
Oh, he's just the he is just the middleman.
He's the boots on the ground. He's not like some nefarious guy. He's just the boots on the ground.
He's the muscle.
Yep. And we will definitely say that's a good wrap up for that case, as you know, the kidnap victims have been returned to their proper teams. The company that hired you is unfortunately very, very pissed off. Your client is going to be incommunicado on a company retreat for quite a while. Yes, all of your messages, if you send them to her, will go straight to corporate voicemail.
Who the
We didn't get along with her very well anyway, or at least we didn't trust her.
No, there's definitely a lack of trust there. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't trust that.
she was
from the
super
get-go.
vague after all. I mean,
About every little thing.
Like she had no idea what was going on.
it's almost like someone sprung the game on her pretty much last minute and made her ad lib a bunch of shit, so she really didn't know herself.
But that's not the way corporations work, so.
That's totally how corporations work. By the way, your department lost this. It's your job to get it back with as little fuss as possible. Good luck. You've been set up to fail.
By the way, we're not telling you what you're looking for or why, or where it might be, or who had it last.
Oh, I'm sorry. Corporate job, and you expect us to give you the tools to succeed? That's not how corporate jobs work.
No, never.
That's just silly.
That's crazy talk.
So you guys get 10 XP. And I'll totally have to put that in the chat for David.
Well, he wasn't here.
I keep forgetting to spend that in between. I'm up to 30.
30 is about a good number to start spending, because you're now up to 40 then.
No, with that 10, I'm up to 30. I was at 20 when we started.
Because 30 is a good spot where you can start either diversifying skills or take one skill and crank it way up.
Yeah.
I always say personally diversify some skills, but that's just me.
I do too. Like whenever, especially like when I'm running a game and each character can only do one thing, it's maddening.
Specialization is only for insects, not for people.
Oh, I want to.
Because then they try to shoehorn everything they want to do through that skill.
I want to be better at driving.
When somebody keeps jumping out of the car in the middle of traffic, you want to make sure you can grab that steering wheel and drive appropriately.
Exactly.
What next? I don't even know what to do next. Might need to get charmier.
See, I think I need to get some social skills just in case we ever don't have Dante to do our talking.
Or worse, you split the party.
Yeah, that'll never happen. They'd be crazy enough to go off on their own.
Every so often there's a guy that jumps out of the car randomly, so sometimes you don't have a choice about splitting the party.
Well, and I would have if I had as much strain as I thought I did.
I'm going to go wander off with 3 strain now. He trips down a flight of stairs, and that's it.
He trips, catches his grip, takes the strain, goes, whoa, and just collapses on the stairs going, I'm tired. I need a nap. As, of course, that's the point where Maestro shows up and says, dude, just take one of these. You'll be fine. What is it? It's vitamins. Vitamins. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants want.
It's what plants crave. All right.
And we'll definitely say that's a good place to wrap it up there. And
Sounds good.
yeah, like I said, if at any point you guys want to try something different, we can totally do a new game, new group, whatnot.
I'm loving the way this is going. Personally, like, I think this is a fun game, a fun group. Like, I like the characters.
I'm enjoying myself, and I'm learning the system because I still trip up a little bit with it, but I'm having fun and happy to keep doing this.
Okay. I mean, by all means, if you guys ever change your mind, you can openly ask. Because this was, remember, just a tossed group idea at one point, and we've been adding people, and you never know. So, GMs like feedback, right, Evan?
Yeah, for sure.
Feedback is hard. As I've told other GMs, dude, don't worry about it. If they come to your next game, they had fun. If they didn't show
Oh,
up ever again, well, that's them. That's on them, not you.
I've got to tell you this story. I don't think I did yet. My basically the easiest way to describe them is my nieces and nephews. There's my wife's cousin asked me to run a D&D game for their kids. And I said sure because I'm getting confidence as a GM and I just really want to play D&D because I don't have a lot of experience playing that in my life. So we started a couple weeks back. We had our first session. I have 7 kids with 6 characters because 2 of the girls want to play the same character.
That's interesting.
And this is the party that they created because I said they could create whatever they wanted. I have a sorcerer, and I have a druid, and I have 4 rogues.
Oh my.
I set up a fight with them with a fight for them with 4 gnolls because I figured how bad could that be?
Oh no.
2 of the rogues ran back to where they had already been and hid in a storage closet. One of the rogues ran off to protect the NPC they met that he really liked. One of the rogues went off to another place to set up a trap, leaving the druid and the sorcerer to fight the 4 gnolls.
Oh
Oh,
no.
The druid is dead. And I'm not sure what's going to happen. So they're learning a lot.
Yeah. Like, I mean, not only did they split the party, they each went their own direction.
Yes,
The rogues went rogue.
totally. It's been fun. It's been a lot chaotic. Because like I said, I meant to say, the age range is like 7 is the youngest and 17 is the oldest. So
That's cool though. I mean, because you know they probably had a hell of a lot of fun.
yeah, they are having fun because they're coming back and their parents are like, oh my gosh, they're enjoying this so much. But I couldn't believe the party. It's like, and let's see, I've got a halfling, a tabaxi, a dragonborn, and 4 elves.
Typical. Everybody in the beginning wants to be an elf.
Yeah.
Or a dragonborn. Or if
Yeah.
you're playing with those cat things.
Oh, the tabaxi, yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those too, yeah.
Yep. The 2 girls who are the same character wanted to be the cat girl.
What a surprise.
That's when you totally do the Thundercats thing and just have them as twins. Same character sheet, 2 different characters. Just keep track of your separate hit points.
I've got the tier available. Can I buy made you talk?
Ooh. Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Our doctor's getting scary.
I was gonna say it looks like Dante's the good cop and Jerv is the psychotic cop.
Yeah, for real.
She's the Dr. Mengele of the moon.
Psychotic implies that there isn't a reason or it's irrational.
A method.
I prefer
The search for knowledge. I can see the worst part now. Was he responsible for war crimes? Does he want to be one?
Because I was. Because I was. Alright, guys, I gotta go. Have a good night.
Okay. Good night.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, guys. Have a great night. And see
All right,
you in
bye.
2 weeks. Everybody good? I just want to check the calendar and see what 2 weeks is. That's June the 11th.
I'm good.
Should be fine.
Okay, good. And it looks like we will not have an issue with 4th of July getting in the way. So that's good. Because we're
Nice.
the 11th and the 25th.
Alright. Well, later, skaters.
I will be doing fireworks.
Are you guys actually going to be able to do fireworks? They're talking about fire again.
Apparently, we were talking a month ago that there was a shortage of getting fireworks out of China, so we were only going to have a show on the 4th and maybe the 2nd. We just got confirmation now that we may have a fireworks show on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Because A Mountain, Saddlebrook Hotel, and Davis Monthan Air Force Base are all confirmed for fireworks shows.
Nice.
Yeah, and and more importantly, we're confirmed that we have supplies to do those shows. So that's the important part. Of course, I had to tell my boss, it's like, dude, after surgery, I still can't work like I used to work, humping racks into the car. And, I've got neuropathy on a foot that's also got an ankle injury on top of it right now, which is not pretty. So I'm not trusting myself running around in the dark. I'm being very, very careful. So I warned him ahead of time. It's like, don't count on me to be that aphysical guy from start to finish in the show. I'm feeling like an old man, even though I'm only in my 40s. I should not be feeling this old and rickety and having to walk slowly. What's up with that shit? Giving yourself permission to be old and rickety is a hard thing I've discovered.
Yes.
I do not disagree.
I've discovered going, damn, is that what my dad was talking about? He was wiser than I gave him credit for. Says every generation to the previous one.
At various times throughout life, no less.
Yep. That's part of the growing up, even though you're not growing old. Damn it, because I refuse to grow old. It's just the body is failing me. Screw that body. Where's my cybernetic replacement parts? This is cyberpunk, damn it.
Oh, Evan, I don't know how you feel about it. You going to be okay Monday?
Monday. This Monday?
Are we talking about Meat Fest or
Memorial Day?
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Okay, I'm dropping out. Bye.
Oh,
I'm
that's
confused.
who I thought might be having a problem.
No.
Okay, I'm going.
All right.
Okay,
have
sorry,
a good
I'm
night,
just
guys.
confused.
It's
Good night.
it's
Good night.
okay. I think wrong Evan, I think is what it was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, later, guys.
Skaters.
Oh,
Good night.
sorry.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.